I've done 9,800 and something squats in the last 25 days on the Uncom 10,000K challenge. So I've been recording the data through their app, and otherwise I would have lost count because there was some days where it just ended up becoming an absolute blur with how many squats we did. But I think 1,100 was the most I did in a day. But I thought I'd just make this nice video or a long form video as it's bucketing down on the 24th of December. Make this video for what I would be doing as my normal routine, and the variations of squats. And I've had some beautiful insights about what sort of squats and how the body can sort of move along this journey. So I'll mic myself up. But one of my favorite warm-ups that I've been doing is just by actually putting a band on the legs here and creating this side tension. So absolutely frothing on, trying to drive that glute out. But if I create the longest side possible here, so I'm like pushing against the wall as I'm driving my heel out, holding for anywhere between 30 seconds, trying to keep that posture good, bringing the elbow into the hip, and even exploring with lifting the hip up, the leg up, keeping the tension on the outside. And this would usually just be like my warm-up for any sort of leg day, to tell you the truth. Reach it over, find that nice side bend, and then drive that heel out. Definitely gets the lat activated, but also you can feel it all the way through that nice glute. Pumping that glute up. So what's powerful about this is that you're starting to like get your hips open, being used to, or I guess getting them wider than what you're about to do with your squats. And so when they're out that wider than what your squats would do, becomes this easy sort of pattern now. How wild is this weather? So we've got to do 200 more. So that was set 1 of 10, I guess, if we're doing them in 20s. And so the fun has been actually understanding, like, once you hit a wall of fatigue in your body, like, how do I actually make this easier to get these numbers done? It's been a nice little journey of understanding that the body can keep going. I always knew this from back in the day of running Ironmans and completing a full Ironman on basically 12 days notice. But what's been powerful is bringing the arms into the action here. And so you've got your Hindu squats, which I'd done as a kid or a young adult, getting the arms to cycle through. And this just gets you actually utilizing the momentum of your arms. Set number 2. Because when you can enhance what your arms are doing in your movement, that's 60% of your body's mass, your muscle mass. So you're actually going to increase the amount of power or connection and unity that you have as one. And I absolutely froth on that idea as like, you're doing uncommon things. Well, you should be experimenting and asking the question, what if? What if my body can do something differently? What if there's another more efficient way to doing this? So I absolutely have been exploring and loving trying it even with the lighter dumbbell. So conventionally it would just be down here, making that simple movement down and up. But then if you actually add that little bit of momentum, internally torquing the wrists, letting them come through. 1, 2. Set number 3. If you notice that I'm getting that movement with the arms to sort of kick my sling into gear so that the upper body is in a nice torqued position, and that's also pulling me up through. So you're not just doing the legs, you're making the squat a whole body. Over time you actually realize what even is a squat, right? Like I watch people in the gyms just do these ones down to here, keeping that weight. And so what does this count as a squat? Like in all theory, that is a squat, but I'm now no longer moving my upper body. So, is that a squat? We're gonna count it as the 4th set though. So yeah, jump in the comments if there's been any variation of squat that you don't rate. Love to hear it. I'd love to hear it. What's also been fun is breaking up the monotony of just doing a double leg squat into working on my split squat here as well, keeping that back leg extended as much as possible and actually playing in the split squat. This has become comfortable now, hey, for sure. There's a bounce in it. Boom, 4, 5. And get that back hip flexor to enjoy that even more. Ooh, a little tight on that knee. Three. Yeah, and so the fun that I found is, even though there has been a little behind the knee niggles from the hammy to the calf or even the outside of the knee, I'm able to use that information as pain as a teacher and actually start working around what the pain would be. So that was set 5 of 20s. And the game would be, okay, if my knee's a little sore, great, I've got to do some pigeons to open this up before today's session. Got to spend some time in that lower squat, just warming up, and usually putting the weight on the barbell on the back, just getting down into that nice deep sort of range, the barbell on back sort of thing. That starts to wake it up. You just start playing with your pulses down here. 2, 3, 4. set 6. Even playing, lengthening those hammies. It's been a nice big roll. So trying to walk out the heels there. So we've got 4 more sets of 20. And then we would have done the 10K. Just kind of excited. It's not that I'm excited to be done, it's just excited to have ticked off the mission. It's never been a matter of like, what? I gotta do these again. It's like, yep, could do these forever. But it's how many do I want to do? And so that comes into the mind, doesn't it? It's all part of the mind. So let's go, set 7. Try and keep the heels off the ground for the whole time. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 12, 13, 14. Seven, we got 3 more. Because yeah, the body likes to have the blood pumped, especially doing something natural like like squats. The body's mechanics know how to do that. You've just got to facilitate the right breathing to allow the body to keep circulating the blood and populating that energy or replenishing the energy around the system. And what's a powerful technique that you could actually work on is practicing the exhale. Why? Because that primes the body and the mind knowing of where that next breath is coming in, calming the system, right? Because you now know where it's going to be. So what do we got? We've got 3 more sets. So the other side that I was playing with as well, it's like just playing on big toes. Keeping the heels off the ground. Or completely toes off the ground. I think I've got to use the wall here. Not feeling that one today. Or I guess outside edge. 3, 4. Nice. That was 8. So the only requirement that I've been focusing on to tick off the 10,000 is you've got to get hamstring to touch the calf. That's basically it. From there on out, everything counts as a rep. So for these last 2 sets, let's try and work on, what could we do? What was another one? Been practicing sitting low, but that was all good. We've already done that. Let's just have some fun. So, in a nice wide stance, practicing internally torquing the wrist, loading that posture in that T3 area, and then wringing it out as you hit the ground. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and you could also play here. 3, 4, 5. Does that make it easier? Is that cheating? Because I'm like now only focusing on one side. I'm removing a little bit of tension from the body. Oh well, last 20 reps. Let's fucking do this. Let's get the 8 kilos out for the hands. It's over 10% body weight. And so if I went supinated here and pronated, it doesn't feel as good. Let's try. Internal torque. 1, 2, 4, 5. Up. 19, 200. A little bit of fun. Why not do 10,001? Where you play down low. This doesn't count as a squat, I guess, but I've been holding these positions down low to warm up. Getting into the front, walking the hands back so the whole posterior chain is loaded, and then lifting the hands. Can feel it in the glutes there. So that would be over 10,000 squats for the month. 10K finished. Peace, love, blessings. Thank you to the Uncommon community. The group, there's a little bit of accountability there that allows you to actually just fucking get after it, knowing that some other men around the whole world are actually doing it as well. There's an understanding of knowing in that there's always someone else, not only training more than you, but is doing something great as well. So thank you all, team, from the heart. Stay uncommon and stay in contact, because 2024 is going to be a big year for a lot of men. Peace, blessings, and love.